Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. A couple of thoughts on Trump getting acquitted. Why are certain people upset, surprised, shocked, sullen, let down? Didn't the Republicans tell you what they were going to do? Haven't the Republicans shown you who they are over and over and over again? Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Now, if you haven't heard the news by now, the news should become that Trump was acquitted of his second impeachment. Well, we could ask a lot of questions as to, first and foremost, why did the Democrats do it in the first place if they could not bring it across the finish line? And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why I think they still did it, why I agree that they should have done it, but my expectations was never that they were going to accomplish it. And this is why. You have to kind of go back to the election. Remember, the election, even though they gained a control of the House, they didn't gain a majority. In other words, there are certain issues that you have to have a clear majority, and impeachment is one. You go all the way back to the election, and remember, they never accomplished that. Two, you have to kind of go back and look at really what Trump said and what he didn't say. And the one thing about Trump, he has always been careful with his words. If you even go back to the first impeachment, and one of the things that they said that we have to impeach because Trump said that he fired Comey because of the Russia thing. No, he didn't. Go back and listen. What am I saying? See, the problem is Democrats, they go off feeling and emotions. And they hoped that they were going to appeal to the good nature of Republicans. Well, okay, Republicans have shown you over and over again that's just not who they are. Let's kind of go back and break this down for a moment. First and foremost, you look at the Republicans who voted to acquit Trump, despite all the other evidence. We don't have to even rehash the evidence. We all know what he did and didn't do. Okay. But you go back to the Republicans themselves, and here's what I'm saying. You see, Democrats will say, let's appeal to the good nature. How can you sleep at night? What? Come on, be a man, have a heart. You're saying that to people who don't. So first and foremost, you have to look at logistics. This is what I mean. First and foremost, the letter of the law. See, why people get upset, and for the last 4 years have repeatedly been upset over the antics of Trump, they fail to look at the letter of the law. So when Trump's get in trouble, like the impeachment and then the second impeachment and whatever, you see, the Republicans will say, hey, bring me a copy of the law, right? Bring me a copy of the law. Pretend this is the law. Bring me a copy of the law. And what they're going to do is that they're going to go through line by line, letter by letter, comma, semicolon, periods, T's. And if it's not properly there, they're going to rest on that. You see, when they get in trouble, when the rich get in trouble, they care about getting acquitted. They don't care about how it looks. They don't care about their reputations. When they're in trouble, they're going to say, first and foremost, I need to get out of trouble. When Trump was never worried about this second impeachment. Why? Do you have any concrete stuff? Yeah, he's a terrible person, a bad person, never should have been elected in office in the first place. But he was, and he will forever be a stain. But you have to remember, 74 million people voted for him. Right there, you need to understand that. Christians, evangelical Christians, tongue-talking Christians, not only voted, but they still support this man. They still clinging to prophecies that God is going to restore this man. Why is that important? Because now you look at senators, right? You look at the senators who voted to acquit. You know who they're watching? They're looking at their districts, right? Think about this. Congressman Green, right? People say the crazy lady, the QAnon crazy lady. But you need to understand, people voted her in, knowing exactly who she is, what she says, what she stands for. She is safe in the Congress as long as they think she's okay. Same thing with senators. Remember, people like Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, they just won re-election. They got 6 years to go. They're not worrying about how it looks to them. They won't worry about that until it's time for re-election. You see how this game works? Now let me also say this. Why do I think Pelosi and them still brought the impeachment? Because yes, I do think Trump is done. And and forever that will be sustained as well. And even though they didn't impeach him in the sense of convict, but he's done. And here's the interesting thing too, because more Republicans voted for conviction this time than at any other time. That signifies they're looking at their district as well. They're looking at the demographic shift. That's why Trump is done. And in my opinion, that's why Pelosi and them still do it, even though they probably figured we was never going to get the conviction, because what? The Republicans have already stated we're not going to acquit. But they did do the damage. Here is the consolation that the Dems should hold on to. One, he was outvoted. That election tells you where the shift is coming from and where it is going. It also tells you that in 4 years, Trump is never going to get that. In my opinion, neither are those who wish to be a president out of those who acquit, who voted to acquit, neither will they. They will never ever get that 74 million because it's already fragmented right now. That's the damage that Trump has done, and I believe also that Nancy Pelosi has done. So here's a tip for Christians. I think you should, how about stand behind a decent person, a godly person, a person that really can have some good common sense and wisdom. You got 4 years, put it to good use. That's my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it in the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I'll see you then.